Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have got to share the most incredible weekend. I know I've said this before, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I've had the best weekend ever. I can't believe it, but I have topped it. I've got 24 items going out for over $3,500 in gross sales. Let me go over everything that sold this weekend and show you those bolos and items to be on the lookout that are selling now. All right, so 24 items in a weekend. That's a high number, yes, but it's not unheard of. I'll pull 20 items on a weekend, many, many weekends. The record breaker is the actual cost per item or sale per item. Yes, I could math it right now, but we're at almost $3,600 in gross sales. So that's an average sale price of over $100 per item. That is where the trumpets are sounding, because normally if I only have 20, 25 items, I'm lucky to have a $1,500 weekend, $1,200 weekend, and I'm thrilled. Like $1,000 in one weekend doing what I love, I am absolutely blessed. But today, to be pulling this kind of number, I'm just blown away. But the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is I don't do these videos to boast or to brag, because it's not about that. The whole purpose of these videos and flaunting these numbers is to show you the possibility behind a reselling business, to show you the items that are selling now. And while I've got a lot of benefits of where I live. I live in a retirement community, a small area of a larger retirement area. I'm not retired, nor are my neighbors, but well, I guess some of my neighbors are. Okay, moot point. I live in an area with a lot of retired folks, and I have a lot of estate sales. I have a lot of garage sales of items that are of a lot of value. I have very little competition compared to bigger cities, and I've learned that when I go up into Tucson and see the amount of resellers that are up there. So thank God I don't have that kind of competition down here. I also have Amazon bins within a 10-minute drive of where I'm at. That also is in the same area that doesn't have all that competition. So again, when I go up to the bins up in Tucson versus the one that's local here in my town, it's a different clientele. So yes, I understand that I am blessed with the area that I live in and the options that I have for sourcing, but that doesn't mean that you won't find these items out in the wild. I was talking to my husband last night, and we're sitting right at 50% of these sales are from my bins, and the other 50% is from estate sales and thrift stores and garage sales and other local type thrifting. The OG way of thrifting, of sourcing, versus my bins, because I know the bins are not everywhere. Not everyone's going to find the items that I'm finding at the bins. So while those are definitely a bolo, the chances of finding them are going to be kind of slimmer in the wild. But there is enough points that the brands are still going to be ones to watch for. Even if they're the older models or they're used, you could still find them out in the wild at thrift stores and estate sales. So I hope these don't come across as that I'm bragging, because I'm not. I love sharing this success. I love showing you guys what's possible in eBay, because I do what I love and I love sharing it with you guys. So let's dive in, because I've got a lot of orders to go through, and I get chatty. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but hopefully you stick around and enjoy it, because by the end, I do give a recap. So I'm talking these numbers right now. The gross total is $3,578, but at the end, you're going to probably see a different number up top, because when I'm out of this awaiting shipment page and I'm breaking it down item by item, I think this page includes taxes. So I don't know, because it includes like the total that they paid. I don't know. I don't know how eBay calculates it, but at the very end, you will actually see my net profit. And that's the number that matters, because my cost of goods could be higher or lower than yours. I minus the fees, I minus the shipping. Some items are free shipping, some items are calculated shipping. So you will actually see that net total at the very end. And that's the number you want to stick around for. So I can throw $3,600, I can say $5,000 in gross sales. But if I'm only bringing home $1,000, it means nothing, because I could be paying $500 for all of this inventory just to make $1,000. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but stay tuned because you'll actually get a recap. All right, sip of coffee. Not sure if I need it, but all right. Diving in, there is one sale in particular that made up a quarter, if my mathing is right, a quarter of this whole profit, of this whole gross profit is in one item. And wow, bolo alert. So yes, you're not gonna want to miss it. All right, first off, we're gonna start with this Hair Max hair stimulating growth thing. I probably should keep it because if you've noticed, I have my hair up a lot right now, and it's because through a lot of weight loss, hair falls out, women problems, and this might help me grow some hair back. I don't know, I probably should have kept it. So I paid, it was $115 and it was 50% off. So what is that? $72? It's too early to math. I think it's $72. And there were two items in here. There was this comb, and then there was a little domey hair thing. I guess you just sit it on top of your head. I don't know. That guy sold for $200 right away. This guy, I thought it went with it, but it didn't. It was a separate system. It just didn't have its power. So thank you, eBay. I went off and bought a power supply for it. I think it was $10 for the power. So for this guy, after I kind of split up how much I paid for the first item, how much I paid for this, I'm going to say this guy was $20 and the other one was the $60. But I took 70 and turned it into 300 because this guy sold for $89. So again, I just have to calculate my numbers so that when I'm giving gross and net profits, I don't mess things up. So if I said it was a $10 or $20 cost of good, that is why. But really, it was a 70 cost of good with two items. But this one sold for 90 and the other one sold for 200. All right, I hope that makes sense because in my brain it made sense. All right, it still sold for $90. Anytime you can find hair stimulating, whatever, beauty products are always a top bolo because when somebody has this item and they love it and they need to replace it because it breaks, yours is going to sell super fast. And this one sold within 24 hours of listing. I listed it this weekend. All right, we've got a South Dakota Jackrabbits pullover. South Dakota University. Nope, South Dakota State University. All right, it's just a jacket. It's old. It's a Dodger made in the USA brand, extra large. This was, I want to say, an estate sale for $2 or $3. I didn't put it in my spreadsheet. Shame on you, Jennifer. But I know I wouldn't have paid more than a couple bucks at an estate sale for it. All right, here's a doozy. This one is a really good bolo. This was a bins find. So this is what I'm saying that, yes, I particularly found it at the bins, but this brand I find elsewhere, and it is Sennheiser. Add that to your bolo list because Sennheiser is a top audio brand. My husband wanted to keep these. I know, sorry, hubby. When I found these at the bins, I saw that they were the 660s, and I sold a pair of these right before I found this one, maybe a week or so before. And they sold for over $100. And it was like 100, 120. And then, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to grab them. I get home and we realize that this S2 made them worth a lot more money. So they were going on Amazon.
Okay, pause. It's the ones you bought was a 560 and these are a 660. And okay. I thought that it was a 660, not a 560.
All right, well, we don't have to pause. Everyone can hear that. So, okay, I messed up the numbers. So, anyways, it was a nice top-end Sennheiser pair of headphones, and these ones were even fancier. So they're selling on Amazon for like $500 to $600. However, Amazon is running them on sale right now. A lot of the electronics, when the new seasons are coming, so here we're coming up to the end of the year, fourth quarter, they are dropping prices because I'm guessing Sennheiser is coming out with a newer model. So it's like Apple products. Whenever the next Apple whatever comes out, the last generation is going to go down in sale. It's with all electronics, your Samsung devices, your VCRs, your DVD players. Okay, not VCRs. They don't make them anymore. But your DVD, Blu-ray players, the minute the newest one comes out, the old model drops in price. So I was riding the wave of the newest model, which is this one, at $500 to $600. I priced it, I think, originally at $450. So somebody messaged me I'm like, I don't want to offend you, but these are cheaper right now on Amazon and on eBay. Would you possibly consider my offer? And at first, I'm like, no way. Like, you're way out of the ballpark. They sent an offer of like $330. So after doing more research, I went ahead and accepted the offer. I messaged them. I went up a little bit. I countered. I said $390 because they were going for like $450 on Amazon, brand new. They were going for about $420 Amazon like new, so like other sellers selling it through the Amazon platform. So $390, they're open box. I'm still thrilled. I paid $15 for these at the bins. Hubby's a little sad I didn't keep them, but he has a lot of headphones. So I don't know. I'd rather take $350 than add to his headphone collection. I know, you can yell at me. He's a huge help to the business. He deserves some nice headphones. Trust me, he gets lots and lots of nice things. He is not deprived in any way. But it is actually his birthday today, so happy birthday, hubby. I'm sorry you didn't get to keep the headphones. Hashtag crappy wife, right? All right, they sold for $390. I'd much rather take that than a gift. I don't know, personally. Okay, maybe I'll find another pair and he can keep those ones, okay? We'll do that. All right. Tevas. All day long, Tevas are a hot, hot shoe. I need to stop buying all the other shoes I buy and just focus on Tevas because they are fast sellers, especially in this condition. These are super clean, super nice, and super comfortable. I tried them on and wow, I can see why they're popular. But these ones are a size 7, so my little toes stuck out across the edge. And I'm a size 8, so they definitely did not work for me, unfortunately. So they sold for $40. I paid $2 at my local thrift store. They were priced at $4, and it was half price that day on shoes. So $2, and I was happy. All right. I was hoping to keep them, but they didn't fit. Okay, so of these items, I don't remember if I said this, but this weekend that I purchased 5 of these items and they already sold. So that's how you know you're buying it right to begin with. And I always focus on buy things that sell. Buy it because it sells. And it's easy to say when I'm 5+ years into my reselling business because I've looked up so many different things. When you're just starting out and to find out, okay, it sounds simple to just buy what sells. Okay, Jennifer, tell me what sells. Well, you can find that out through the sell-through rate. And the more items you're looking up, you're finding out the more things that are selling fast. And as you're looking at it, you can look up 10 different things and pick from those 10 things which item is the hottest and buy that item. Put the other 9 items back. You're not in a state of desperation. There is so much inventory in the world that you don't have to be desperate to buy items that are just going to sit on your shelf. And I wish I could tell Jennifer 2 years ago to stop buying that stuff with a 50% or less sell-through when I'm going to sit on it forever. Buy the things that have 100% sell-through so that you keep selling it. Yes, you're not taking home these huge hauls. I see people coming home from the Goodwill bins on YouTube and they purchased 50+ items. Oh, it was only $20 because I got 75 pounds of stuff. Not all of that's going to sell, and you're going to fill up your inventory really, really fast and run out of storage because you just filled it up with all these small potatoes. So I don't mess around with the items that are slow sellers and are super small potatoes because I want to scale the business and I want to do the same amount of work for a lot more profit. So I said at the beginning of the video, 20 items is not weird for me. I sell 20 items in a weekend many times, but the difference is these are high quality items for high profits. That is how my business is shifting. And you can do that too with the experience and just looking everything up. All right, so that one item, or one of the many items that sold this weekend already is a camera lens. No, it is not. It is a camera light. A light for your lens. A light for your lens? No, a light for your camera. All right. Oh, maybe I need more coffee. All right. It is a Neewer Sony camera flash. Thank you. All right. So this guy is for, I don't know what else to say. It's a camera flash. It's a super nice one for a Sony camera. Paid $15 just on Friday, and it already sold for $180. It is brand spanking new, open box. I mean, you can see, I'll open the top. Everything's in there, and it's in amazing condition. So I'm happy to flip that so fast for $180. Wow. All right. Then also from this weekend goes to a radar detector, $15 bins find. The box says Uniden, so it's not that one. I don't know if they bought the latest Uniden. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but if they bought this one and did a little swap-a-rooski and put their other one in here, the Escort Max, which is this one, and then they did a little swappy, it's possible. I've seen it happen before, but this guy is still worth money. So I'm fine taking their sloppy seconds. So this guy, it is definitely used. You can see like the power buttons a little rubbed, all that. I plugged it in. I had to do some digging at the bins because I found this, and then later I had to go back and try and find a case or a charger for it. So luckily I did. Escort Max, I plugged it into the car. It has this little power thing, and it powers up. It works. Everything's good. And they're going to get a nice case with it. I did put that it's not a matching case. Oh my goodness, my phone's going crazy. It's not a matching case. So, focus. Silent. Okay. But it's still a case nonetheless. I'm going to throw in this little soft case that was with it. It has its mount in here. Like, it's still a heck of a good deal. And it's sold for $180. And this was probably their sloppy seconds. So, yay me. I am thrilled with that. It happened before with a different radar detector that they were going to throw it away. When I saw it on the counter and they had some ridiculous price on it, and I'm like, okay, well, can I take a look at it? And realized it was swapped for an older model. And he's like, oh, wow, yeah, we need to just toss that. And I'm like, oh, no, I'll still take it. How much do you want for it? And it was $5 day. And he's like, oh, you can have it for $5. It sold for like $200. So one man's trash is another man's treasure, 1,000%. All right, so that was a good bins find. Then we've got a garage sale find. And that goes to this IQ 3600 Garmin. So Garmins are one that I definitely always look for, but they are not all created equal by any means. So this guy, I'm selling it as is for parts. I couldn't get it to, I don't think I could get it to power on. What did I say in the description? All right, so it's got a bunch of the accessories. It's got the chargers. It's got all kinds of stuff with it. Tested, does not power on. Charger. Hold on. Read myself. Tested and does power on when on charger, but battery does not hold a charge. Includes multiple chargers, case, base, car charger, and more. See pictures. So yeah, it works while it's plugged in, but the minute you unplug it, it doesn't work. So it could be that that's just how this model was. Maybe it wasn't meant to be portable, and someone just got a crazy good deal. I don't know. But I paid $3 at a yard sale. So even turning $3 into $30 was a no-brainer. It would have been worth more had it fully tested and fully worked, but I'm happy to sell it still for $30. And that is plus shipping. All right, then we've got filters. Any more space? 5-pack of filters. They still have actually like a Costco label in here. So this goes to a water, I think it's an RO system. Is it RO? It doesn't really say. So Pure Blue, 1-year supply of filters. And I bought 2 of them that day, 2 packs. They were open box, but each of the filters are all still plastic sealed. So that is the only time I would buy filters, if the plastic is still on it. Because there's no way to say that it wasn't used. So no, it's got to be sealed. And that one, $15. Like I said, and I bought 2 of them. This guy sold for $80, and I think it's free shipping. I'm not seeing much of a difference between the sold and the total. So I'm fine with that. $80 for some filters all day long. We've got a camera. This was $1 at a yard sale. $1. Like, of course you buy it for $1. Tested, it works. It just takes AA batteries, which I'm going to keep for myself because those were my batteries. And I don't think I said that it came with them. I just left them in there because I forgot to take them out. Did I include batteries, Jennifer? Tested and works. Yeah. So this guy, what was funny is this sale, this was probably 2 weeks ago. She had 2 different cameras. And this one, no, she had 3 cameras. She had this one for, I think this one was $5. And when I opened it up, I could see that there was a little bit of corrosion. So I told her, I'm like, I'm going to have to clean it out. I don't know if it works. And she said she'll take $1 for it. So I was happy with that. And then she had another camera that was $5 and one that was like $30. And I looked them both up and they were worth like 50, I think 40 to 50. So of course, which one am I going to take? The one that was $5, not the one that was $30. So it just cracked me up that she just based it on her own perception of value. I might keep these batteries in there. Knowing that I tested it with these batteries, I want to make sure that it works when she gets it. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to throw on some batteries. All right, Merry Christmas to her. That guy sold for $40, and I paid $1. So I don't think the other one sold yet, the one that I paid the $5 for. Yeah, I don't think it did. But it cracks me up when people, how they price their items. So it's always good to look at all the items because they may overlook something, even though one camera was priced at $30, one that was very similar and priced like comps the same, to have it for $5. Yeah, people crack me up. All right, so yeah, I said that, $40. All right, we've got a bat. Yes, I am surprised because I think we're coming off of baseball season. But if you live anywhere like me where, all right, making a mess, where sports are pretty much year round here, especially senior softball. Yes, senior softball. This was a local thrift find because that's just where I live. I told you, I live where there's a lot of seniors, and this kind of stuff gets donated all the time to my local thrift. So it's a senior bat for softball. I paid up. There were, again, with weird pricing, there was two bats. One was 35, one was 45. Like, okay, well, I'm going to take them both. So cost average, $40 each is what I put in my spreadsheet. It's why was one more? I don't know. And they were both in really good condition. So I don't know where they came up with the prices. So I just bought them both for $80. We'll just say that I paid $40 for each one. And I kept getting offers. Everyone was offering like 60. I think I got an offer of 90. And then later in the day yesterday, I got another offer, or it sold for full price. That cracks me up when I'm getting the offer game and then finally someone comes in and just pays full price for it. So thank you, Mr. Full Price Buyer. And this guy sold for $170. So yes, I paid up at 40, but I knew these were comping between $150 to $200. It was going to be worth that investment. And it sold pretty quick. Because now at the surface of the sun where I live, it is starting to cool off in the evenings. So a lot of the sports are coming back, for whether it's softball, whether it's volleyball, whether it's golfing. Like the outdoor sports are going to be coming back now that we are cooling off. All right, let's keep going. I think we're close to the halfway point. If you haven't already, quick little shameless plug, down in the description, as well as pinned in the comments, is a free BOLO list. It's top brands, top items to be on the lookout. That's what BOLO stands for. So download that down in the description. Free gift. It also adds you to my email list where I like to send out a roughly monthly, depends how busy I am, newsletter. So you want to make sure that you get that. All right. Bins find just from Friday. So this is another one that sold really, really fast. And it is a Work Sharp sharpener. These are so hot. They sell faster than I can get them on the shelves. This one is used. It was still in really good condition. So it's got all of its little base pieces. But then you can see on the sharpener, I don't know if you can see it, but one of the sides is definitely used. The other ones looked super clean. So I put that in the description. It is the Work Sharp Precision Elite. Paid $15, sold in a matter of 24 hours for $60. I love a quick flip. All right, this one is a Thursday pickup. So we are filming this Monday morning. This sold 4 days later, but I only listed it, I think, on Friday night. So again, with like 2 days on the market, and this guy sold, it was $25 at a local estate sale. It is an Olympus XA, as well as the A11 Flash. These are a serious BOLO. This one is actually really clean and amazing condition. So this guy sold for $140. Again, with the offers, I was getting a lot of offers, but I finally took one of $140. I listed it, I think, at $150, but I'm just happy to move it. I paid $25, and it's selling in the same weekend I listed it. That is like creme de la creme of reselling. All right, what do we got here? We've got a Hoover battery charger, $2 at my local thrift. I mean, these are just a quick little bolo, bread and butter, I should say, where I'm fine with the small ticket items. I call them small potatoes, but just the smaller ticket items that are just going to keep paying for coffee, paying for little things, because everything adds up. And if this was a weekend where I had all smalls, these $25 bangers would have been great. So this one is just a battery charger, and it sold for 25 bucks. So like I said, they just add up. This was a Friday pickup, Canon ink. It usually goes to another dealer, like an ink dealer. This one, that's not the case. This one is a different name. Usually the names will say Toner Guy 123 or something. And that's who usually buys my inks. But this one looks like it's just one buyer. Just a random person looking for this ink. Brand new sealed Canon, black toner, paid $15, and it sold for $65. And again, in a matter of hours. I'm going to save the best of the best for last. I think I said that, but he's waiting because that one is wow. All right, what else we got here? Where are you? I'm losing things. Oh, right here. Okay, a Sony micro cassette tape recorder. What did I pay for this? I like how I say that confidently. I don't remember. All right, spreadsheet, come through. What did I pay for? It is a Sony. $3. I don't remember where. $3. I think it was an estate sale. It was either a estate or a yard sale. Definitely wasn't bins. $3. Has some tapes that are brand new with it. Fully tested. $56 is what this little guy sold for. So these little tiny recorders are always a bolo. I think that's my tape that's in there. Did I give you an extra tape? No, I guess there was a tape that was in there. In the pictures. Alright, I guess he gets to keep his bonus tape. Okay. Make sure I took my batteries out? Yes. That's how I get rid of batteries by mistake, is I'm including them when I test it, like just so I can show it working, and then I forget to take my batteries out. And then I wonder where all my batteries go. That is where. So yeah, fully tested, $56. And I do have a feeling that that's my tape. Because I keep some of these little baby guys. I want to make sure that I didn't say that he got that extra tape. Because I need to keep tapes to be able to test myself. And I keep, as you see behind me, is like, this is my little testing grab and go area. So I always keep little tapes in here so I can test. But I think it's in the picture. Yeah, I better keep it with it. All right, hopefully that's not my testing cassette and I have more. Because if it's in the pictures, I want to make sure that he gets it. Okay, enough thinking. That sold for almost $60. And I think that was one that I sent the offer because it's a random price. So if I said 5%, that's why I took off the $4.90. That makes sense. All right, we've got some feline feel away. This is enhanced calming diffusers to help your cats chill out. That's pretty cool. So without having to catnip, well, I guess not catnip. What would you do? Like pheromones. That's where I guess this comes from. I don't know. Some kind of essential oils that helps your cat calm down. Which I didn't think essential oils were good for cats. I don't know. But this person obviously knows because they bought it. This was I want to say $3. Yeah, this was a $3 bins find. It's a 6-pack in here. Sold for $80 and pretty quick. Gray area for eBay. Some of these, I've had like calming collars and they got flagged on eBay. So I had to put them over on Mercari. So any of like flea and tick medicine, anything that has, I don't even know what it is that's in it. Like, it's not even chemicals. I don't know what they put in it, but it always gets flagged over on eBay. And I have to take it down and put it over on Mercari. So this one, it's all natural. So I was thinking, yeah, it's a pheromone complex. So I was thinking this might have got flagged, but it didn't. So I guess this was in the gray area of being fine on eBay. I don't know. I don't even think they know. I think they just randomly go through and just shut down listings just to keep us on our toes. So $80 from 3, thrilled all day long. We've got an iPod. I love iPods. I am an iPod hoarder. Legit iPod hoarder. I love collecting them because of all the different music that's on them. I've got some nanos, I've got some shuffles, I've got some big daddies. Yeah, I have an iPod addiction. So this one, I didn't want to collect. It's the newer one, which may have been a good one to keep. Where are you? There you go. Because it takes Bluetooth. Apple, good job going Bluetooth on your iPods. All right. So it is, an iPod Nano. Tested it. It plays. It actually still has some music on there. Good condition. All the things. I paid $10 for a bag at an estate sale that had 2 iPods. It had this little guy, and then it had, still over here. Ooh, reach. This little guy. I can't get this guy to work. So he's still in the testing area because I need to troubleshoot him. So there was both of them in there for $10. So $5 cost of good. We'll just split it in half. $5 for this one, $5 for this one. But I just gotta figure out how to get this one to work. So either way, $5 sold for $85. iPods, always put those on your BOLO list. They're not all created equal. Like I said, some of the newer generations are going to be worth more. There was one this weekend where I found one of the classic, because these little fat boys. This was my original one, this little 30 gig. So I'll never get rid of this because this was mine from, what does that put it, like 20 years ago? When did iPods come out? Yeah, I want to say at least, because you didn't have streaming music. So you had to put all your CDs on this little iPod and play it in your car because you were cool that way. Yeah, so I found one at a yard sale this weekend and it was trashed. The screen was peeling, the battery wasn't working. And they still wanted $20 for it. So in that condition, it wouldn't even sell for $20. We're also, hubby's on the task, thank you hubby, for changing the battery on some of these, because that's what goes bad. If I left one, I think he still has it. There's a silver fatty that's 160 gigabyte. I think that's the biggest that the classics got to. And I left it in my car. I live on the surface of the sun, as I always mention. So inside my car is probably 150 degrees, and I've always left it in there because I want to be cool and plug it into my phone or into my car. And because of that, it completely fried the battery. So we're trying to learn how to replace batteries in these. And YouTube makes it look really, really easy. He spent hours, okay, not hours, but a lot of minutes fussing with it last couple nights ago, trying to get this thing open so we can replace the battery and learn how to do that. Because I want to keep, that one's mine. That's my upgrade from my 30 gig to my 160 gig. And I want it to work. So, yeah, we got to learn how to change these batteries out. Because we could definitely, some of them that I'm finding, if they're worth grabbing and they're in good condition, we can open it up and get a new battery in. All right, that was a long conversation about iPods. Let me know if you had an iPod. Because I loved them. I loved it. I loved putting it on shuffle. So you would be going from like gospel music from the 90s to my 90s hip hop to country to classical. Like it was a blast always listening to random stuff. Because now you put on a Spotify playlist, you have to pick the genre that you're in. And while that's fun, okay, I'm listening to country today, I'm going to listen to some Christian today, I'm going to listen to some Taylor Swift today, I'm stuck in that genre. And sometimes I just want to bounce around. Like, give me some Taylor Swift and then some Tupac. And my iPod always did that. And, yeah, good times. All right, yeah, let me know if you had an iPod. Because those were the she's when we were growing up. I say we. I'm going to be 40 this year. Wow. All right. I'm going to be 40 next month. Not even this year. Next month. And I have not accepted it. All right. We got 2 bigger items here. Big as in needs big boxes. We've got a golf club. This is a Wilson club. $15 local thrift. It was in super good condition. Wilson is not usually a golfing bolo. They're kind of like the affordable brand in the golfing world. So they're not usually too sought after. But for $15, it had the head cover, and it's a hybrid, and it had the like the carbon shaft, not a steel shaft. Grip was in really good condition, so those crossed off all of my needs on a golf club. And it's still sold for $65. It's free shipping, but with UPS ground, they only cost about $10 to ship. So I'm fine doing free shipping on golf clubs. I think last week I mentioned how I'm going through all my clubs. I've been taking too long to do this, but going through my clubs, changing them to free shipping because the calculated shipping is absolutely astronomical and my clubs are not selling. So to get my clubs out, I need to make it free shipping and get them moved. So that was a good one. Even though that's not normally a Bolo brand for golf. All right, then this was a fun one. Mercari actually banned it, which, all right, Mercari, it's all AI. There's no one on there actually looking at these items. It's just a computer going through and saying the word gun or rifle and flagging it. Like, this is not a weapon. There is no harm other than me, like, beating somebody over the head with it. This is not a weapon. Like, I wouldn't have personally bought it if it was an actual weapon. Like, it would scare me. I would not want this in my house with my kids. I wouldn't trust myself holding it. Like, what if I accidentally fire it? I do not have the training or the expertise to keep firearms in my inventory. Zero, point blank, no way. No way. So for people that do know gun safety, all for it. Like, I know there is some profit in guns and rifles and all of that, but I do not trust myself. I don't trust my inventory. I don't trust my kids. Obviously my kids, but I don't want that in my house. And that's only because I do not have firearm safety in my back pocket. So I'm not saying not to own guns. All right, I got to correct this. Own all the guns if you know safety. 100%. You've got the safes for it. You know how to keep it safe. You know how to keep it away from kids. You know how to properly test them. You know how to not accidentally shoot your foot off. 100% pro gun. So, all right. That got really awkward really fast. Sorry. Okay, this guy. It is just the case. It's not a weapon. It was from an estate sale. I paid $25 and it sold for $125. It is a Browning black synthetic A-bolt stock long action. Again, I don't know enough about weapons to know what you do with it. I guess you just like manually stock it. I don't know. It's just the frame. So it sold for $125. I am all for that. And then the next, let's see, okay, we are wrapping up here. We're getting towards the end. A selfie camera. This sold a couple weeks ago. I had already had it boxed and packaged. And whenever I have an item listed that has a serious, whether it's a flaw or a missing item or something that I don't want you to miss that it has, I always message the buyer and say, hey, did you notice it doesn't have this? When it is detrimental to the item's performance. I would not have bought this had I know how important this one part was. It is the paper tray that goes to this printer. It is a camera photo compact printer, okay? And I didn't realize that it needed this paper tray. I bought it at the bins for $15. I thought personally I was going to keep it. And then later on in that day, I found the actual printer that I was looking for, which was like the little, like the selfie printout little instant printer. So I ended up finding that same one that same day. So I kept both because this guy was still comping out close to $100. But then I get home and realize it needs that paper tray. So it sells once, hence why it's in the box. And I messaged them, hey, I want you to know that it doesn't have the paper tray. That's why I took the offer, because it's a $150 camera. So she got it for like $75. I want her to know why it was $75. She writes back and says, no, changed my mind. Please cancel. Okay, so at least it didn't ship yet. So then it sells again this weekend. I take an offer, $75, and I message, again, making sure you see, even though it's in the description, it's in the title, twice in the title, I want to make sure that you see it because this person obviously didn't read anything and was about to buy it without the paper tray. So read your items, people. So luckily she knew it didn't have the paper tray. She took the offer, $74. Phew. Now watch, I get a return because it doesn't have the paper tray. I'll keep you posted because that's people right now. Oh, cracks me up. Funny and not funny. Another camera. These little digital camera, not even digital. This is a 35 millimeter. I had 3 cameras this weekend. So yes, cameras are always a bolo. Look them up. This guy, I paid up. I paid $30 at an estate sale, but this was one of the sales that everything was dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Like I was getting stuff for $1 to $5, making hundreds on all of the items. So when this guy was 30, it was still worth grabbing. I knew I would still make my money back, because if this was only worth like 40, no, I would have left it. Like, even if everything else was cheap, I don't need to go and donate $30 just to donate $30. So this particular one, it was still selling, still a hot camera. I knew it would sell fast, and I knew it still would have profit in it. So I was fine paying up a little bit, knowing how cheap I got everything. Okay, so $30 is what I paid, and it sold for $80. It is a Pentax point and shoot camera. So yeah, yay. And I tested it just without film. You can get it to point and shoot. It just won't obviously take a camera. Won't take a picture because I'm not loading film into it. All right. We've got a Philips Hue sink box. This brand, serious bolo. Philips Hue makes those fancy lights that have now been replaced. Let me tell you how amazing Govee is. They need to sponsor this video. But Govee is who we switched to. Philips Hue used to own the game on smart lights, which these lights are actually frying me. Where you can change all the colors. And we put them outside on our driveway on the overhead lights by the garage. So for the seasons, it can change color. We have them in our living room. I've got some surround lights. Like, it's an amazing, amazing product. And Philips Hue, they were top notch. But then here comes Govee, like, totally paving the way, because now the rest of my house is all in Govee lights. And I love it. My TV backlight, my lights outside on the patio. I've got some pathway lights, and they're all on one app, which is where Philips Hue had the game, because you only needed one app. It would also work with your smart stuff, so you can say, I'm going to say a word because I've got an Alexa in here, an Echo. So I could say a word, turn on the patio lights, and it would turn on. So yeah, it was an amazing concept, but now there are cheaper, more economical ways to get you some smart lights. But this person obviously is still in love with Philips Hue. And that's great, because he sold, as is, 4 parts. There's no power, but I only paid, I know I didn't pay very much for it. Go to the right tab, Jennifer. Inventory. Nope. August. Scroll. Okay, Philips Hue. Oh, I paid $8 at my local bins. Again, selling as is. Philips, I mean, they make a good product, so I don't have a doubt that it's going to work, but I do put in there that it's untested and no power adapter. Still sold for $100. Woohoo. All right, then, last but not least, goes to knee pads. Brand spanking new, all-star knee pads, shin guards, whatever we call these, for catchers. I sold the helmet last week. It's getting returned because it didn't fit their kid. Like, okay, didn't you measure the kid's head? I don't know. Or just keep it till the kid grows. How fast do our kids grow? Like stinking weeds. So keep it a season, and then the hat will fit them. Not hat, helmet. All right, but that helmet's coming back. So that was $200 last week that I'm going to have to go pick up from the post office. So these guys, not the same buyer, luckily, because then I would be hesitant that he didn't measure his kid's leg to see if these fit them. They sold for $160, and they were a $15 bin find. And I remember hunting because I only found one, and then later on found the other one, finally. So they got separated at the bins, and it was a sad day, but I found them both. Yay. And I have the perfect box to put those in. All right. Now, the item that you've all been waiting for, the best item of the weekend, goes to this Gemini motor. My friends, this absolutely floored me. I paid $25 at a local thrift. No, I did not. I paid $25 at a local estate sale. Gemini 160. This was that hobby house where I bought those large airplanes. I don't remember if I've shown any of them on here, but large RC style airplanes. And he was a serious hobbyist. Is that a word? Hobbyist. A brand spanking new motor. Brand spanking new. There is no residue. Like, if this was actually used, there'd be some oil, there'd be some residue, there'd be some ick on this motor. It's as clean as a whistle. This guy, brand spanking new, sold for $875. I had it listed in the 900s because that's what the comps were showing, but I've had it for a few months. I'm happy to give someone a good deal. $875, there's no way I could have said no to that. So I'm happy to help someone else get a really good deal. I'm happy to get it out of my store. $875 out of 25 bucks. And these are the things that I live for. This is why I will always go to estate sales and thrift stores, because there are some serious items that people don't know about, that they miss, that they just skip or they don't know about. And I can look it up and see that this was a serious item. Wow, I know that was a doozy, but I hope you learned something, because that's why I do these videos. I want you to have the idea of the types of things that you could find while you're out in the wild, as well as the random things you can find at bin style stores or thrift stores that you may not have seen before. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, let me know in the comments what your favorite items to resell are. If there's some of those BOLO items that maybe I don't mention. I'm always learning from you guys. You guys are always learning from me. So maybe help out the community. Let us know in the comments maybe some of your favorite little BOLOs of items you'd like to grab. Thank you both. Thank you both. I guess if two of you are watching this, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up to tell YouTube you liked it. Subscribing to the channel, because I am loving watching this channel grow, and my next goal is 10,000 subscribers. Wow, I didn't think I would ever get to this point, and it's been an absolute joy. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those videos. Grab that BOLO list if you haven't. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.